Jack had always been there. From the moment Olivia turned 6, he had bounded into her life like a golden ray of sunshine. A fluffy, energetic golden retriever, he was more than just a pet, he was her best friend. They did everything together. He was there for her first day of school, licking away her nervous tears before she got on the bus. He lay beside her when she was sick, his warm body curled against her like a living blanket. He listened without judgment when she poured out her teenage woes, his tail wagging as if to say, "I understand." But time was cruel. Jack's once bounding steps turned slow, his golden fur tinged with silver. His eyes, still full of love, grew clouded with age. Olivia, now 25, knew this day would come, but knowing didn't make it easier. It never does. That morning Jack struggled to stand. His legs trembled and his breath came shallow. Olivia knelt beside him, her heart shattering as she whispered, "It's okay, buddy. I'm here." His tail gave a weak thump, his way of telling her he knew. The vet's office was silent except for the rhythmic beeping of machines and the occasional hushed voices of others who knew the pain Olivia was about to endure. She held Jack's paw, pressing her forehead to his as the vet gave her time to say goodbye. "You've been my everything," she whispered, tears falling onto his soft fur. "I don't know how to do life without you." Jack let out a soft sigh as if reassuring her. As the injection was administered, Olivia felt his body relax. His pain was gone. But hers had just begun. The days that followed felt empty. The house was too quiet. Jack's bed remained untouched, his leash still hanging by the door. Every time Olivia came home, she half expected to hear his paws patting across the floor, his eager face waiting to greet her. But he was gone. Grief settled in like an unwanted visitor, refusing to leave. She tried to move on, but every walk felt lonelier, every mealtime unbearable without Jack's expectant eyes watching her. She told herself she wasn't ready for another dog, that no one could replace Jack. Yet, love has a way of finding its way back. One afternoon, her best friend, Mia, convinced her to visit the animal shelter. "Just look," she had said. No pressure. The shelter was filled with wagging tails and hopeful eyes, but Olivia barely glanced at them. Her heart wasn't ready. And then she saw him. A small, trembling golden retriever puppy sat at the back of his crate, his big brown eyes peering up at her with something that looked eerily familiar. He didn't rush to the front like the others. He just watched, waiting. Hesitant. As if he too had lost something. Olivia knelt. "Hey, little guy." The puppy inched closer, his tiny nose pressing against the bars. When she reached out, he licked her fingers and something inside her broke and mended all at once. Mia grinned. "I think he's the one." Tears filled Olivia's eyes, but this time they weren't just from sadness. They were from something else, hope. She named him Leo. At first it was hard. Every time he wagged his tail, she remembered Jack's. Every time he curled up beside her, she longed for the familiar warmth of her old friend. But Leo was patient. He wasn't there to replace Jack. He was there to remind her that love never truly leaves. It just changes form. One evening as she sat on the floor watching Leo play, she whispered, "Did Jack send you?" Leo paused, tilting his head as if he understood. Then he bounded toward her, licking her face with pure, unfiltered love. And in that moment Olivia knew, Jack's love hadn't vanished. It had simply found a new way to stay. The weeks turned into months and Olivia found herself laughing again. Leo brought new adventures, chewed-up shoes, messy paw prints on the floor and endless games of fetch. But most importantly, he brought healing. One day, Olivia took Leo to Jack's favorite park. The crisp autumn air wrapped around her as she sat on their old bench, watching Leo chase falling leaves. She closed her eyes and felt a breeze brush her cheek, gentle, familiar, like an old friend saying hello. Tears welled up in her eyes, but this time they carried gratitude. She placed a hand over her heart and whispered, "Thank you, Jack." Leo trotted back, panting, tail wagging, and nudged her hand. She smiled and ruffled his fur. "Come on, buddy. Let's go home." Because home wasn't just a place. It was love. And love never truly leaves. It just finds new ways to stay. Years passed and Olivia and Leo grew together. He was by her side when she started her new job, his tail wagging proudly as she celebrated small victories. He was there on sleepless nights when the world felt too heavy, his quiet presence a reminder that she wasn't alone. As she walked down the aisle on her wedding day, Leo trotted beside her, a golden beacon of comfort and love. He had a small bow tie around his neck, and when Olivia looked down at him, she swore she saw a glimmer of Jack in his eyes. When her first child was born, Leo curled protectively beside the crib, just as Jack had done for her all those years ago. And as Olivia watched her child giggle, reaching tiny fingers toward Leo's fur, she knew the cycle of love had come full circle. On quiet nights she still felt Jack. In the rustling of the wind, in the warmth of the sun, in the way Leo rested his head on her lap. Love never leaves. It only finds new ways to stay. As Olivia grew older, Leo remained her steadfast companion. He slowed down, his once youthful energy fading into a gentle presence. She watched him age with the same tenderness Jack had once received. When the time came to say goodbye to Leo, Olivia held him close, whispering the same words she had once said to Jack. "Thank you for loving me." And just as before, she knew, love was never truly lost. It simply found new ways to stay, through memories, through time, and through the unbreakable bond between a human and their dog.